Hey guys, it is Joceyiscool. Now today I'm going to show you how to do this like brown halo eye, smoky halo eye, you get the point. So I just start off by spraying my face, and I always start with my brows using the Anastasia brow definer in the shade soft brown. So for the most part, I do have, what do I mean for the most part? I have fairly thick brows, so I don't really do much to them, but just fill in the sparse little areas. I always start from the bottom and just basically follow my natural eyebrow shape. This is me, getting in the little groove with the jams I was playing. It happens to all of us. We be jamming, getting ready. I mean, reason we take forever, right? Okay, and I am just doing the same exact thing on the other brow. Once I am done filling in my brows, I take the spoolie on the other side of the brow definer and I just go ahead and brush off the hairs to give it a more natural look. Once I am done with that, I take a little concealer brush and I take my Maybelline stick concealer. This is in the shade Ivory, and I just basically clean up my brows. And then just go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other brow. After I am done filling all my brows, then I go ahead and take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Sand, and I go ahead and just put this all over my lid, and I tap it with my finger just to avoid like any harsh concealer lines, if that makes sense. And I basically just go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. I am going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette today and take that light third shade from the top, and I'm going to, oh my god, take a shot every time I say and. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just put it all over towards the top of the lid. Then I'm going to take that brownish color from the second row, the fourth one, and I'm going to take a more preciser brush, is that how you would say it, and pack it in on one end of the eyelid, so basically on your corners, and you will just basically blend from the corners and then kind of put it towards the middle. Well, you're seeing what I'm doing. I do not know how to explain that. With that same brush, I'm going to go with an even darker shade. This one is on the third row, and I'm just going to pack it on and basically do the same thing that I did with that first shade. Then I'm going to go with an even darker shade. This one's on the fourth row, and basically repeat those steps again. Once I am done with the shadow, I'm going to basically cut the halo eye, if that makes sense. So I'm taking that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Sand again, and I'm going to basically put it towards the middle. I put a little bit of it, since a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to blend it basically so it wouldn't be like a harsh concealer line, to where it actually looks like a halo eye. Just go ahead and do the same exact steps on the other eye. Now for the middle, I am going to use a shimmer shade, and I'm going to use more of a flat brush and just pack on the glitter shade or shimmer shade on the lid. But sometimes I find it easier to just do it with my finger. It shows more pigmented as well. And then I take that one more precise brush and basically just blend in the corner shades so it wouldn't have a harsh line and it could all blend together. And just to be more precise on the corners, I do take that same shadow and put a little bit more. Now that basically the eyeshadow is done, I take my little blenders, spray my face, and go with the MAC foundation. I do go ahead and use the Studio Fix Fluid. This is in the shade NW20, and I dot it all over my face, take my blender and just basically pat it and blend it all together. For concealer, I'm taking the same Tarte one. I basically just do like triangle shape on the bottom of my eyes. I put it a little bit on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose, and on my cupid's bow. And this is me barely realizing that my concealer smells really good after using it for years. I just go ahead and blend everything with my smaller beauty blender. So due to this quarantine going on, I haven't gotten any setting powder, so I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm taking like the most lighter banana looking shade and just packing it underneath my lid. For bronzer, I use the Anastasia bronzer in the shade Cappuccino. I basically grab an angled brush. I first pack it on towards my cheekbones, and I go from packing it on to doing circular motions to blend it all together. I go ahead and just add bronzer all over my face and make sure that it is well blended. Now to contour my nose, I do go ahead and use like this squared looking brush, and I very lightly tap on the bronzer since it is very pigmented, and just go ahead and contour towards the bottom, make my nose a little bit skinnier. For blush, I'm taking a more fluffier brush to go ahead and use for the blush. And I'm using the Too Faced one in the shade Love Hangover. Now I do go ahead and pack it on first, and then I go ahead and blend it all together with my bronzer. Once I'm done with my blush, I go ahead and take a clean fluffy brush and just go ahead and do light strokes on my nose just to not have any harsh lines on the contour. Then I take my highlighter brush and I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Precious Petals, and go ahead and add some on the top of my cheekbones, on my forehead, you know the drill. When it comes to adding highlighter on my nose, I like to use my fingertip and just like tap it on the little point of my nose and on the bridge. Now to finish off the eyeshadow look, I take a pencil brush and take the brown shade towards the bottom, and I kind of mix it with the top one. I go ahead and just basically buff that shade on my lower lash line so it could tie the whole eyeshadow look together. I'm taking a more fluffier, precise brush and just going and buffing the shadows together. I take my NYX black liner and I get that clean brush I was using earlier and just basically add black liner on my lower lash line. For lashes, I'm using the Miss Lashes in style 232 and my Kiss lash glue. I love it. And yeah, I basically just let it wait for maybe 30 seconds and then start gluing on my eyelashes. After all my lashes are glued on, I take the Falsies mascara. I add a coat of it and just basically then take my fingers and I'm going to just, how would you say it, squish the lash together with my natural lash, if that makes sense, just so it wouldn't be uneven since I do not use eyelash curlers. I am so scared of those. Now I just basically add mascara on my lower lashes. Now I'm about to finish this look and spray some Mario Badescu spray, but I've heard now that it's a bad spray. But again, quarantine got in the way, so I haven't gotten a chance to like buy stuff, which is a lame excuse. I could always buy online. For lip liner, I'm using the NYX one in the shade Moonwalk and just line my lips with it. And then I'm going to be using the NYX Lingerie. Do you say lingerie or lingerie? I don't know. In this shade Bedtime Flirt, and then I just go ahead and fill my lips in. I had totally forgotten to put some shimmer shadow on my inner corner, so I go ahead and do so, and then I put some right below my brow as well. Alright guys, and that is the completed look. If y'all want more like basic makeup tutorials, just go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe. I love y'all.